WBRC Fox 6 News. First Alert Weather Extra starts now.
Welcome into First Alert Weather Extra. Chief Meteorologist Wes Wyatt. A rainy, tropical feeling day across the area. Still got a little bit of rain that we're tracking out there. I'll show you that coming up. Plus, here's our First Alert weather headlines. Will we see more rain later on tonight? Well, there's a chance we could. And how about dry, less humid weather? It's about time, right? On the way tomorrow and just in time for the Memorial Day weekend. We're going to get into all that, plus take you beyond the 7-day forecast coming up. But here's a live look at Gadsden right now, and we've had some rain falling. You can see the roads are still very wet out there, so be careful traveling here into East Alabama with some of these showers around those slippery roadways. And very cool view there with those low clouds and the mountainous areas there in beautiful Etowah County, but just a lovely view there along the Coosa River Valley in Gadsden. Crane works. Look at this. Not a cloud in the sky over downtown Birmingham. Well, looks like maybe some cumulus clouds off in the western sky, but a big improvement over what we had earlier today. And 73 degrees the current temperature. And there's another look. Yeah, I see a couple of clouds there just beyond Shades Mountain, but looking good in Birmingham. West Alabama, we were able to rebound into the 80s with that lack of rain. But where we have the wet weather right now, you can see around Galesville, Blanche here in northern Cherokee County, and around Weiss Lake, we're getting the clouds and the rain. Center area. This tracked across Ball Play in areas like the Hoax Bluff community and Knighton's Crossroads getting some rain right now. That's much weaker compared to what we saw earlier today. We had some stronger downpours and storms earlier, but this has weakened quite a bit and the showers have mostly dissipated. Look at that. You get down into the Anniston area. So we've got the back edge of that steadier rain shield that's moving out of Alabama. The heavier stuff and more active weather is well north and east of us. And this is where we're breaking into that sunshine. You can see around Hamilton and over here towards Vernon and back into Pickens County, Utah to Tuscaloosa. Looks like the back edge of those clouds there. Again, moving on through west Alabama. But I want to point out, notice back to the west, you can see some more clouds approaching. Well, this is tied in with that storm system, some wraparound moisture with that low as it pulls away. Some of this may hold together and reach us across our far north and northwest area, so that's why we're hanging on to that small chance for maybe a shower or two. But there's another look again, as you can see that clearing. I actually wanted to show you the wider picture and just show you this impressive storm system here as we back the view out. You'll see across the region. Let me see if I can grab the controls here, but a big low pressure system that is spinning away back hundreds of miles away from us. You'll see this thing back in here across parts of Oklahoma, and you can see that low, upper level low that's moving on by. And typically with something like this, it can bring a lot of cooler air, and you know that could also bring some chilly weather to parts of North Alabama. I think for us, once this passes on by, there may be some wraparound clouds across the Tennessee Valley through tomorrow morning, but eventually we'll break out into the sunshine. But look at that thing spinning away off to the north. All right, this evening, the temperatures there, you can see this evening around 9 o'clock, 68, and a 20% chance of a shower, mainly applying to those northern zones where we could see a little bit of wet weather hanging on. And tomorrow, 60s, we'll see the wind shift around to the west-northwest direction. Nice, tranquil start to the day, much cooler in the afternoon, 70-degree temperatures there going into late morning, and you can see 3 o'clock showing 78, winds out of the west, but some big-time improvements there for our Friday. But that's what we're tracking, and actually that's a live look right now from the McQuain Science Center, and you can see there looking back towards the east direction, back towards some of that cloud cover. So we got the sunshine to the west, some clouds and rain hanging on to the east. But we'll talk about all the improvements on the way for the rest of the week and weekend coming up. We got the Memorial Day weekend, and here's also what we have coming up. We go beyond, I mentioned the 7-day forecast. We've got the climate, talking about the weather and how that's having an impact on the tea plantation down in South Alabama. Meteorologist Fred Hunter with the Absolutely Alabama Almanac and the lake and fishing forecast. That's all ahead as we continue on First Alert Weather Extra. The Next Big Thing gives you a heads up days ahead of the next big storm system. The Next 24 gives you the most accurate and updated look at tomorrow. And the Next 60 gives you a 60-minute advantage against Mother Nature. Knowing what's next, days, hours, or minutes away, this is why we First Alert.
When we declare First Alert Weather Day, it's all hands on deck. We're on your side and in your hand with the First Alert Weather app. While Wes and the rest of the team track changes moment to moment, the app keeps you prepared and safe with video and alerts for your neighborhood. And if the power goes out, no worries, you can stream us anywhere. It's easy and it's always on. Stay ahead of Alabama weather. Just scan and tap and have the First Alert Weather app. This is why we First Alert.
On Good Day Alabama, we treat severe weather with the highest priority. It's more than just meteorologists. Everyone plays a part. Having more reporters in more places takes you beyond the First Alert, showing you the impact that we see on radar. We're live in your neighborhood when you need us. On air, online, and on the app. That's the advantage of having the most reporters on your side. That's the advantage of Good Day Alabama.
Our lives revolve around planning for what's next, like the next ball game.
One hot dog with ketchup? It's the same with weather. That's why we're on your side with the next big thing, the next 60 and the next 24. Knowing what's next, days, hours, or minutes away.
This is why we First Alert. Who puts ketchup on a hot dog?
Getting live breaking news and local updates has never been easier. That's because we're on your side with the WBRC streaming app. Need updates between newscasts? You can catch up quick here. And when we're live on TV, we're live here too. Just search WBRC on your Roku, Amazon Fire, or Apple TV. WBRC Fox 6 News is on your side.
Well, a lot of rain over the past few days. Some of our weather watchers checking in with rain totals of over 4 inches. Let's check in with meteorologist Matt Daniel for an update on the rain and the drought situation across the region.
All right, it is Thursday, which means we have a brand new outlook of the drought monitor, letting us know where we're seeing dry conditions and where areas are okay. And as you can see, for most of the state, not too bad. Now, I'm a little surprised we still see some abnormally dry conditions, but we haven't really seen a lot of rain in Birmingham. It's been outside of the city. I know Tuscaloosa's gotten some beneficial rainfall along with Anniston, and so that sort of highlights a little bit of that on this graphic here, but still slightly drier than usual for parts of North Alabama going into North Georgia, and we're still seeing some drought conditions in parts of South Central Georgia and, of course, southern parts of Louisiana. The good news, we've had lots of good beneficial rainfall across the central U.S., and so the droughts really have gotten improved a good bit, especially for the eastern parts of Oklahoma into Texas. But of course, the drought still very severe to exceptional in extreme in the western half of the country. So you can see the map. Haven't seen much in the way of rain over the past 5 days out towards the west. It's all been focused across the central United States and the southeast. And we've had some really beneficial rainfall over the past 5 days along the Gulf Coast. 4 to 5 inches of rain. You start seeing those pink and purple colors, definitely seeing totals over 5 inches in many spots. Farther to the north in those yellows and oranges, we've seen up to 2 to 3 to 4 inches of rainfall and a good amount of rain as well in parts of Oklahoma and into parts of Texas where they really could use some of that rain. Now, as we look ahead for potential rainfall totals over the next 7 days. The system that we're seeing earlier today, that's moving on out, and it really looks like all the rainy weather is going to be well up to our north. But notice the drought continuing across the southwest into the deep south. Not much in the way of rain for Texas or Oklahoma, which once again they could use more rain due to the drought. Now, the monthly average rainfall normally in the month of May, you know, we're finishing out the month, we should be seeing about 5 inches of rainfall here in Birmingham, and we've only picked up over 2 inches. I know some spots have seen a lot more, but at the actual airport, we really haven't recorded that much rain. So it looks like we're going to see a little bit of a deficit for the month of in Birmingham. But looking ahead, we've been pretty fortunate. Hopefully you haven't been able to really didn't need to water the garden or lawn that much this week due to the wet weather pattern. But notice as we go into the Memorial Day weekend, looking pretty dry. So as we go into Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, probably a good idea to go ahead and water the lawn and the flowers either early in the morning or into the evening hours. Of course, we'll have more updates to come, and just make sure you download the WBRC First Alert weather app, as we'll have more information with the 10-day forecast and an extended range.
Well, it happens all the time. People say something can't be done, well, are interrupted by someone doing it, right? Well, down on the Gulf Coast, we're going to head to Baldwin County to Donnie Barrett's Fairhope Tea Plantation. Meteorologist Fred Hunter in this week's Absolutely Alabama Almanac takes us to the coast to show us how Alabama's climate is actually perfect for growing tea.
All right, we have a unique opportunity to say the least here with Donnie Barrett. Donnie has Fairhope Tea Plantation, which is in Fairhope and Baldwin County in South Alabama, obviously. Donnie, tell us a little bit about Fairhope Tea Plantation. It's a surprise to folks to find someone growing tea here in South Alabama.
It is a surprise. I started 42 years ago growing tea with no guidance or help or anybody telling me how to do it. I got my tea plants from the Lipton Tea Company, and we now have 61,000 tea bushes, and we're being quite successful here.
And a surprise that people say, well, I didn't know you could grow tea. You must get that a lot in Baldwin County. But climatologically, there's a reason
we
you're
really
successful
are.
here.
We're in the north part of semi-tropical, and most of the tea producing areas in the world fall in that same thermocline around the world. And so tea grows really well here.
And the seasons, you said you've noticed from when you started to when you are harvesting your tea now, the seasons have kind of changed and expanded. I know earlier in the year you were talking about how the cold didn't really affect your tea. Talk about growing tea here and how the climate has changed over the years, the growing season.
The heat has been an issue, particularly people in higher elevations, and they talk about that a bit. But I started, used to pick tea in May, then it got to be April, and now I start picking tea in March. And I'll pick it all year long, and it grows really faster than I can pick it. So we produce a lot of tea here, just like all the other big tea farms around the world.
And you are kind of the progeny, I guess, as far as your tea operation. All tea in America, this may be a little bit of an exaggeration, descends from Donnie's Tea Farm.
Well, you know, because I've been starting farms since help people start farms since the 1990s, I have a lot of tea out there, thousands and thousands of plants. I sold about 5,000 plants last year. I usually start about a dozen farms every year, and everybody knows who I am all across the country. They come here from all over the country to get my tea plants. I usually recommend people come in the fall. I tell them between Thanksgiving and Christmas, and I'll sell thousands of plants. I've already lined up probably a couple thousand this fall already.
And how do people find you? How do they discover you? Because you're not exactly at the intersection.
Yeah, we're way down in the woods here. Actually, people, if you search tea, you won't have to search far, and you will find Fairhope Tea Plantation. I have a website that has hundreds of people on it every day, tremendous amount of traffic, and people, they usually learn about me. They know to call for reservations. They know that tours are $10. They know that plants are $1. They know all that because they read my website.
And you can drink your tea. You can drink sweet iced tea, which is what everybody in Alabama wants. You can drink your tea any way you want.
Oh, you can put lots of sugar and honey in it, and it's good.
Nothing like some cold tea, and I think over the next couple of days here is going to be some nice weather for just relaxing and enjoying some ice cold tea. And we're going to talk about when to expect the building heat and if we're going to see any more rain for the rest of the week, the 7-day forecast, and we go beyond the 7-day forecast right after this. You're watching First Alert Weather Extra.
Every morning on Good Day Alabama, we know the news that matters the most to you is the news that hits closest to home.
And we know that to tell the best story means going to where the story is. That's why having more reporters in more places is so essential.
giving you more local stories that impact your family, your school, and your safety.
On air, online, and on the app.
That's the advantage of having the most reporters on your side. That's the advantage of Good Day Alabama.
I hear from people all the time with questions about health care, their insurance, and the safety of certain treatments. I'm Morgan Hightower, and I investigate these stories because if I were being taken advantage of, or if my family couldn't get the help they needed, I would want to know how to take action. That's why WBRC Fox 6 News investigates. We're on your side, getting answers, keeping you informed and safe. Contact us when you need a team on your side.
Get pinpoint locations down to your street level on the First Alert Weather app. You can download by searching WBRC in your app store. That's accuracy you can plan on.
I hear from people all the time having problems with their landlord or worried about being ripped off by a bad business. I'm Josh Gann, and I investigate stories like these because if I had questions about protecting my finances or how to save more money, I would want the best advice available. That's why WBRC Fox 6 News investigates. We're on your side getting answers, keeping you informed and safe. Contact us when you need a team on your side.
Get First Alert weather and breaking news. Follow us on Twitter. Search at WBRC News.
Get First Alert weather and breaking news. Follow us on Facebook. Search at WBRC News.
All right, welcome back to First Alert Weather Extra. Here's that 7-day forecast, and we're looking at some less humid, drier weather for the weekend. Temperatures in the 80s, overnight lows in the 60s, and a little bit hotter into next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Those scattered thunderstorms coming back. That's all. The rain chances coming back is going to really depend on when we really start to see those higher dew points in that muggy air. Could start to see some of those pop-ups again as early as Tuesday. We'll be watching, but there's the weekend. But we're going to talk more about it. Notice the average highs around 84. So temperatures next couple days actually dropping below average as this system moves on through. I'm still watching to the west. This is a live sweep from First Alert AccuTrack showing a couple pop-up showers near Oxford, Mississippi. And you see some areas to the north. If this holds together, a lot of this is going to struggle to hold together, but some of it could reach us here around Hamilton, Hackleburg, and Double Springs areas to the north, so giving you that first alert. And then we got rain to the far north and east moving out of the area, but still for the WBRC coverage area right here in Cherokee County, Blanche and Cedar Bluff and the center area still tracking some rain, certainly nothing severe, and as expected, just mostly a lot of rain that we saw across the area today. But we got that first batch of wet weather moving on out of here, and then maybe some of these showers trying to build in from the north. In between, though, we still got some nice, for the next several hours here for many areas, some nice weather, some clearing, and tonight a little bit cooler. Again, you can see 50s and 60s out there during the early morning, and certainly less humid. You're going to notice that. Look at Hamilton, 54 degrees by 6 a.m. I mean, some of these areas here to the far north, we're not far from upper 40s. It's going to be cool in those locations across the Tennessee Valley early tomorrow morning. And there's probably going to be some clouds still kind of ramping in from the north around that low that's tracking to the north of us. Notice the cloud line is not far from those far northern counties. It wouldn't surprise me if we did get some clouds there that tried to build in maybe as far south as Lake Guntersville. I still think for a good percentage of the area, most of us are going to enjoy lots of sunshine. But you can see by 5 o'clock, this even suggests perhaps some of those clouds trying to wrap in there from the northwest, but not really expecting any wet weather during the day or tomorrow night. Should be very pleasant and cooler again going into Saturday morning. But I know baseball fans are going to be happy. The SEC baseball tournament's been happening all week out at Hoover, and I'll tell you what, it's been so stormy, but finally we got some nice weather tomorrow and into the weekend. You can see that temperature around 77 in the afternoon. And we broke out the skeeter meter today because after all that rain we've had, very tropical wet weather over the past several days, the mosquito activity is going to be off the charts. So it only takes 24, 48 hours for mosquitoes to hatch. So if you have any buckets out in the backyard or anything that can hold rainwater, just make sure you empty out those areas. I know a lot of us are going to be enjoying some time outdoors over the weekend. Thankfully, the weather is going to be much drier and it is going to cooperate as we go into early next week. There's a to look at Tuesday, and you can see there that chance for maybe a shower returning and some scattered showers. Next week, Wednesday, marks the start of hurricane season. I want to bring in meteorologist Jill Gilardi. Jill, as we go beyond the 7-day forecast at this point, not seeing a tropical system at this point.
Right, yeah, and you were talking about the mosquitoes and the water. I mean, all it takes is like a little tiny, I mean, they will, multiply in just a dash of water. So yeah, make sure even the smallest little bit of water that you knock that over. And
how about the candles, right? Do those things work? The citronella? I've seen those.
I'm a mosquito magnet, so
yeah, that's the way I am.
It's pretty much just don't go outside. No, I mean, yeah, those don't help a ton, but some people it works for them. But for me, not so much. So yeah, we've had a lot of rain, and as we look beyond the 7-day, again, we go from Thursday that 40% chance of rain to next Friday a 30% chance. And then it looks kind of dry. I don't see anything sticking out right now. I didn't even show you the future radar 8 to 14 days out because there really wasn't much to show. Maybe little hints at rain here and there. It wasn't showing that northwest flow like it did yesterday with a storm complex. So, we take it with a grain of salt. We see if we see any trends, and really not seeing that right now. And there's been a little bit of a shift 8 to 14 days out. Climate Prediction Center shows that better chance for maybe above normal precipitation farther off to the east. So we're kind of in that equal chance zone for above or below. So in terms of temperatures, same deal. We're going to have some colder air building in across the upper Midwest, the Great Lakes region. Meanwhile, down towards Texas, that's where the heat will really build. So kind of in between. Let's take a look at those future potential temperatures. And we go from those 90s. Again, this is an aggressive model. It's different than the one I showed you. So we'll have to see if this actually pans out. Again, these things can quickly change when you're looking so far out in the long term, out into that land. We take it with a grain of salt because things will change. And then it's looking warm, according to this data, going 8 to 14 days out. So we'll keep a watch on things. As Wes was mentioning, hurricane season officially begins next week. But right now, the tropics remain quiet. Wes?
All right, Jill. Yeah, don't break out those upper 90s just yet, okay? We're going to have to work on that. We were just talking about the mosquitoes and how, after all this rainy weather, I had Ashley on my Facebook page said try rosemary. Never tried that. Also, June Peppers, a big shout out, said mosquitoes hate mint. So I'm going to have to try. I actually have some mint growing in the backyard. But if you have any good tips, check us out on Facebook. We shared the mosquito meter and pass along your tips for helping out with all the critters or the bugs out there during the evening hours as we get into some warm weather. We will have scattered showers and storms coming back next week. I'll be back with the 7-day forecast. Plus, we're going to check in on that lake forecast coming up next as we continue right here on First Alert Weather Extra.
Getting live breaking news and local updates has never been easier. That's because we're on your side with the WBRC streaming app. Need updates between newscasts? You can catch up quick here. And when we're live on TV, we're live here too, giving you more ways to get caught up with everything happening where you live. Plus, exclusive videos from your First Alert weather team. It's easy to use and it's free. Just search WBRC on your Roku, Amazon Fire, or Apple TV. WBRC Fox 6 News is on your side.
You've got enough to worry about every day. That's why the First Alert weather team is on your side, so you can plan with confidence and take the worry out of weather. With exclusive First Alert AccuTrack, we pinpoint storms before they arrive. And with Weather Every 6, you are always informed. Alabama's weather changes fast, but we're working even faster, updating and alerting you first. We know your plans are important. This is why we First Alert.
Every morning on Good Day Alabama, we're on your side, trying to get you where you're going safely. First Alert Traffic updates you on slowdowns and gives you alternate routes. Having more reporters covering the roads you drive on gives you even more info to help you know more about why it happened and when it will be cleared. On air, online, and on the app. That's the advantage of having the most reporters on your side. That's the advantage of Good Day Alabama.
I get calls and emails all the time from people wanting to know how cities, counties, and the state are spending their tax dollars. I'm Jennifer Horton, and I investigate how your tax dollars are being used because I don't want your money or mine wasted or fraudulently spent by politicians in power. That's why WBRC Fox 6 News investigates. We're on your side, following the paper trail, asking the tough questions, and giving you the facts. Contact us when you need a team on your side.
Well, the one good thing, no river flood warnings. I know a lot of folks will be out on the water this upcoming Memorial Day weekend. And let's check in right now with Mickey Ferguson for an update on the local lakes.
Hey, let's take a look at your lake forecast as we get into the next couple of days. Things are looking pretty good. If you want to go fishing, be sure and take a picture of your fish. You might can send it in to us. 72 degrees at 11 a.m. Tomorrow. Lower humidity levels is really going to feel nice on the water, just about anything you want to do. And then 76 for a high tomorrow around 3 p.m. on the lakes. That looks really, really nice. I know some of the lakes I've visited, the bass are definitely on the beds. Now we've got a full pool almost everywhere except for Tuscaloosa. Things look a whole lot better for summertime, and it's the unofficial start of summertime. Check it out. Lake Tuscaloosa looking oh so nice as we head into Friday and then Memorial Day weekend. We're talking low to mid 80s, mid 70s over there. Into Smith Lake and warming up to 80 degrees. Low humidity levels for all these. Lay Lake 79 to 83. We have Lake Martin 80 to 84 degrees and Lake Logan Martin where my parents hang out. A little bit of cloud cover tomorrow, but then clearing up just in time for Saturday so we can eat some barbecue. I'm going to Mom and M's for barbecue this weekend. Friday and Saturday there at Neely Henry Lake there, the Coosa River. We're talking 70s to low 80s there, and the same basic forecast for Weiss Lake. Could see a few sprinkles tomorrow morning, but that should be about it for that location. Hey, if you're out on the water, take some pictures for us. Maybe the big fish you caught, or you know, just the family celebrating the Memorial Day weekend. We also pay tribute to those who paid the ultimate sacrifice so that we can be free. All right, let's head on to more of the program.
All right, checking out the radar, the showers I mentioned exiting East Alabama. I wanted to show you we still have a little bit of rain out there back to the west that we're going to watch. You can see associated with this system that's spinning away to the northwest. Some of this may hold together, so out and about tonight, keep an eye on what we're tracking here on the First Alert Weather app. You can see that's the last of the wet weather, but as this system rotates through and we get a better handle on this, that's going to be rotating across the region over the next 24 hours. That's the next big system. You can see the clouds here to the south. Some of those clouds may be around during the day tomorrow until this gets out of here, so we'll need to watch that as it moves on out of the region. But the heavier rain certainly exiting. Some big improvements as we go into the weekend. Lots of sunshine Saturday and Sunday. High temperatures in the 80s, hotter for next week. And we'll have more on the weekend forecast. Radar updates tonight on WBRC Fox 6 News. Be sure to join us at 9, 9:30, and 10. Have a great evening.